Okay, here we go. But this isn't even the camera I want to use. All right, I'm sorry, y'all. Technical difficulties. So I have to work it out and figure out how if I can actually do it with the camera I want to use. But yeah, thank y'all for being so patient. y'all, y'all should have told me. Thank you, that lady Dre. I just been sitting up there black. That's why I was like on one on one screen I'm showing up, and then on the other screen it was just black. So I was like, well, maybe they do see me since nobody had said anything. But okay, all right. All right, so yes, I am here. I'm showing up on both screens now. But yes, we gonna get there with this technology and everything. So let's see. Hey, April, thank you so much for joining. It's so good to see you guys. And since I don't see that anyone has any questions, I do have some other tips that I can share with you guys. But before I do that, I do want to say I will be going live every evening for the remainder of January, where I will be sharing some of my business tips. So it won't necessarily be mystery shopping stuff, but it's pretty much like the lessons I've learned from being a business owner. I won't say it's any secrets to success because I'm still striving to get there and everything like that, but just all the mistakes I made and everything because I don't want anyone else to make those mistakes with me. Tomorrow I'm probably going to end up going live at 9:30 because I do have a couple of things beforehand that I have to take care of. So it'll be a little bit of a late live, but it will be live at 9:30, and we'll be talking about some business topics and everything. Okay, so be sure to put your mystery shopping questions in the chat. But since if no one has any questions right now, I did also have some other stuff that I wanted to talk with y'all about in regards to the mystery shopping. So um, in regards to the hotel stay, because I know that's what some people are interested in, and it seems really glamorous. And I was in the middle of telling y'all about the hotel nightmare. Um, you probably want to start off if you are interested in doing the hotel mystery shops. You may want to start off with doing seeing if they have an actual restaurant shop, just because they do have some that are just like food and beverages that are part of the hotel. You can start there just so you can kind of get a feel of what is expected of you and everything. The main ones that I have been doing though, they are pretty much trying to see if you well you pretty much have to pay cash for everything. So they are making sure that the people are actually putting the cash in the register and not pocketing the cash. That is like the overall goal. That is what I have taken away from it. Like they're making sure that people are not stealing anything from the hotel. So that is the main focus, and that they are doing everything up to par. So you do have to bring a large amount of cash with you for these mystery shopping experiences. You do get, like I said, you do get reimbursed for everything that you pay for, but just keep that in mind. It is a lot of cash that you are spending on a daily basis because you are eating a whole lot of food or whatever. So you want to make sure you do have some money. And usually that's why I say too, the hotel one is probably not the one you want to jump into initially when you start mystery shopping. One, because it's so many different things that you have to keep up with. Two, you have to have some money in order to do it. And if you're getting into mystery shopping to kind of like, I won't say supplement your income, or you're just trying to get some extra income, you definitely don't want to be coming out of your pocket spending, $400 and $500 just for one shop when you haven't made any money. So I'm not just telling y'all don't do the hotel mystery shops because they're so hard, but also you have to have some cash on hand or some money on hand. And even with making the hotel reservation, like I just told you that hotel hell that I stayed in was $200 a night. So you do have to have a significant amount of money just to even get into the hotel mystery shops. And yeah, there's other ways you can make money from it, unless you already know you were planning on taking a trip or something like that and you are trying to get the trip for free. You don't necessarily want to jump right into hotel mystery shopping. All right, let's see. Catherine has a question. I'm gonna put it on the screen since I got the technology now. She asked, "Does everyone that signs up at a mystery shop get hired?" It really just depends. Typically, you do, because it seems like the jobs that are posted, I've shared with you before, if you get in really good with your scheduler, you might have access to jobs that never actually make it onto like the mystery shopping board or to the emails that get sent out. But typically the jobs that are posted, they're trying to get them filled pretty quickly. Now if they send out like a text message or something like that, usually those get filled up pretty quickly because it's kind of like at the last minute and they are directly reaching out to people. But typically, if you apply for a job, you are going to get assigned for a job. The only instance where that doesn't usually happen is like with the hotel mystery shops, because pretty much with those, they are looking at everyone who applied for that particular hotel mystery shop, and they're looking at the experience you have, that kind of thing, to see if you are going to, and you typically have to get state reasons why you would be good for the for that particular shop. And some of the other ones that are not hotel mystery shops, they ask you to like give an explanation, and it doesn't have to be anything long. I don't even know if they look at those other ones or whatever. I know they probably look at the ones for hotel. I could be wrong though, but for the other ones, they just want to see what experience you have. But it doesn't necessarily have to be anything long and lengthy. Typically what I do is I say I've done these before, or if you were new, you can say I'm new to mystery shopping, or and just give a strong reason why you would be a good person to do that or whatever. I think when I first got started, I think I mentioned that I'm big on customer service. I want to help, the company to make sure that their quality standards and stuff are being met, that kind of thing. But on those, I don't really think they look at the remarks that you made for the ones that do require you to make remarks. But for the majority of it, if you apply for a job or you say, "Hey, I want this job," you typically are assigned to the job, unless more than one person has applied for it and the other person is more experienced than you. Then that's the only reason why you might not get the job. But most of the time, they're just looking to fill these jobs. And like I said, the only exception to that is with the hotel mystery shop. Like I recently just applied to about two or three hotel mystery shops, and I haven't heard anything back. And I'm sure it's because they're looking at all the candidates who have applied for these particular shops. I got a backup shopper, which I won't say I'm not happy about, but I'm probably going to end up deleting the application for that one. But I'm probably not going to hear back from them for a while. And typically with the hotel mystery shops, I don't hear back from them for several days as they're looking over. I'm assuming they're looking over everyone who has applied and everything. And then that lady Dre had a question. Thank y'all for the questions too. With reimbursement on taxes, is it deemed part of the income from mystery shopping? That lady Dre, I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure. Like I'm probably like 90% sure it probably is going to be deemed as part of your income. And the reason why I'm saying that is because there are other um things that I have participated in where like I won a trip or we won a prize or something like that. And guess what? At the end of the year, they send that 1099 for that free prize that you won. And it's considered your income. So yes. So also keep that in mind when it comes to it. On the back end, I think I mentioned too, I don't know if it was on the live or just on one of my general mystery shopping videos. I'm using the hotel mystery shopping as, a way for me to take a quote unquote free vacation or whatever. I know it's not free because it's considered income. Now I know I am in a different position from other people because I can write off a lot of things on my taxes, and you can too as well, especially if you're getting into the mystery shopping business. So I'm not too concerned about like it being part of my income just because of the other stuff that I know that I can write off with my taxes. But yes, I'm pretty sure that free hotel stay is going to be considered income. And yeah, and I think That's why there are some companies that will reverse the charges on your credit card for it. Like I had one trip that, it I didn't get paid for it, but my credit card wasn't charged or anything like that. But I think most companies try to avoid that because at the end of the day, they don't have anything to show that you actually took the trip so that they could file it appropriately, with the IRS for your 1099 and everything. So I hope that answers your question. Let's see. And Danik 30, and should I use my social security number or get a tax ID number? It's pretty much up to you. I'll be honest, I use my social security number, but the only reason I do that is because the tax ID number. So you can get it just depends on how you have everything set up. And let me go ahead and put out the disclaimer. I am not a business advisor, a business professional. I'm not a tax advisor. I'm not an accountant. I'm not a lawyer or anything like that. I use my social security number only because I have a tax ID set up as my sole proprietorship. Now I also have a tax ID for my other business, but that's totally different. But I already had gotten a tax ID as a sole proprietor. So you can get a tax ID as a sole proprietor through the government, through I forget, I guess it's IRS or whatever. And that is totally free, and you get it like literally. It takes you a few minutes to get it and have access to it. But you can only get one as a sole proprietor. So that is why I ended up using my social. Now, if I decide to make this into an LLC, which I don't know if I feel like going through all the motions for that, but if I do decide to do that, then yeah, I would have a different tax ID. But for now, I'm just using my social. And part of the reason too is I was like, let me see if I even make money. Like I wouldn't necessarily go out and make a tax ID unless you already have one for that you just have not used or whatever. But my other tax ID as a sole proprietor, it is being used, and I didn't want to mix these two businesses up or anything like that. So, but it's totally up to you on what you decide. But you can get a free tax ID as a sole proprietor. If you're doing an LLC, so it's a little bit more costly to get everything set up or whatever. And at this point, I don't think it's worth the money for me to be setting up an LLC. Maybe eventually it will be. Um, we'll see. And for tax purposes, it really doesn't make much difference because even if you do have an LLC, as an LLC, unless you have like a C corp or S corp, the taxes are going to pass down to you anyway as an individual. So the LLC only protects you for liability reasons. It's not necessarily a tax benefit for you. And once again, I'm gonna put out my disclaimer. I'm not a tax advisor or anything like that. Let's see. So April has a question. She said some of the mystery shops don't include reimbursements, others do. Yeah, I don't really like doing too many that don't pay, like they don't have a shop fee, or even if they do have a shop fee, maybe it's a small one that's not really worth it. I don't really do a whole lot. There are a couple that I will sometimes do. Like the more that I've seen that are like that are usually the restaurants. One of them is a restaurant that my family and I regularly go to. So sometimes if I know that we hadn't been there in a while and there's a mystery shop, I'll go ahead and do it, even knowing that I'm not going to get an actual shop fee for it, just because I know it's almost like getting a free meal for my family. Now, there's another one that is also through a restaurant that they don't give a shop fee for, and I won't even say it's a reimbursement fee. They just have a set fee that they pay you for the shop. So let's say, I don't know, let's say they pay you $30 to do the shop, and your meal costs $20 or whatever. And typically when you go there, it's going to cost $20 for your meal. Then you're going to get $10. So that's how the other one is. It's like they just have a set fee that they're going to pay you. If you go over that amount, you're not going to get anything over. But if you go under that amount, you still are going to get the set fee, like in the example, $30 or whatever. But yeah, I don't do too many of them that don't actually give me a fee for it, because just getting the free products and services sometimes it's not necessarily worth it for me. And that lady Dre says the IRS move like monsters, always want their cut. LOL. You are welcome. And hey, Psalms 50 55. How are you? Did anyone else have any other questions for me about the hotel mystery shop? Um, how to get started? Danik 30, have you actually started in April? Or have you started as well doing the mystery shops? Or are you still kind of like on the fence and trying to get more information about it? Hopefully y'all have gotten my mystery shopping list of companies to sign up with so you can get started because that is a really well for me it has been a really good list, but there are hundreds of mystery shopping companies out there, and it just really depends on your area and what is available. And I've shared with y'all before, you'll see certain jobs certain times of the year and then they'll be gone and then they'll come back, but there are also certain jobs that come out monthly, like you're guaranteed to get them monthly if you choose to do so. So those are always readily available to you and everything. So but yes. Oh, congratulations. Janik says she just started this past week. That is awesome. How are you liking it and what have you done so far? Is it something you think you might stick with? I shared was it last week with y'all? Like I have been taking a break from doing the mystery shopping. Actually, I just have not been very motivated to do it. I've only done one. I'm actually looking for one, just because I need something. And of course, now that I need something, I can't even find the jobs are all gone. But then again, it is the end of the month, so most of the jobs are going to be gone right about now. That's another thing too, especially since you just started, Danny. A lot of the jobs are going to come out probably in the next few days in the beginning of the month. So if you're looking now, it might not look that good because most of them have been taken, especially the ones that come out monthly because they got to get those jobs done every month or whatever. And that was one of the job that I was looking for. It comes out every month and now I can't even find it. So if you didn't really see a whole lot, just hold on tight. Definitely some more will be coming out towards the end part of the month and definitely at the beginning of the month. So you'll get to see more of what is to choose from. And that's also usually around the time I'll make sure to log into my accounts and see what is available. But yeah, y'all, I haven't even been logging in regularly on my accounts. I think yesterday I logged in when I was looking for that particular shop, and that was probably the first time I logged in, and I don't know, probably like a couple weeks or whatever, because I wasn't really looking for anything. But yeah, congratulations. So you said you haven't yet, you just signed up. All right. But yeah, you'll see some more shops. Oh, hold on. So April saying, I meant for taxes. Some sites don't include the reimbursement on your 1099. Ipsos doesn't include it. Okay, thank you so much for that, April. So that's good to know because April. So you must have been doing it for a while, or have already gotten your 1099. I know they should be sending it out soon. So I started doing it in June, and I have not actually done it for a full year. And April also says, let's see. She started right before COVID hit, so I had to stop, but I started back again last year in October. Yeah. Did they because I like I said, I started what was that, June of 2021? Did you see a decrease in jobs when COVID hit? Or you just had to stop just for like own your own personal reasons, or did they actually decrease the shops? I will say for the hotel shops, they've been asking about they've been sending out a survey like asking us how comfortable we feel with doing mystery shoppings in light of everything or whatever. So I don't know if they're going to be holding back on shops or doing more shops based off of the feedback they get. So I don't know if they've been having a hard time filling some of the hotel shops. Um, Quite honestly, this month, January, I didn't see as many hotel shops as I thought I would. And the ones that I did see, they weren't in places that I was willing to travel to at the time. So I don't know. that has something to do with it, or if it just tends to slow down more in January or what. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. So, April, what types of shops do you like to do? What are your go-to shops? And I see you like Ipsos. Ipsos be on it though. I love that they pay weekly and they make it easy, so easy for you. And that Lady J said, thank you for sharing. Also, too, I forgot to give y'all my other disclaimer. So if you do share about your mystery shopping experience, please don't list the actual store or the actual client. You can list the mystery shopping company, like how April mentioned Ipsos. That is one of the mystery shopping companies, but don't list like the actual specific client that you shop for, because that is in violation of your independent contractor agreement. And I don't know if you got any Karens on here who might be watching or whatever, and I don't want y'all to get in trouble for anything. So yeah, just keep that in mind. If you ever ask a question about a shop or mention a shop, don't give out the actual client's name or anything like that. And April said, when we were asking about COVID, she said a lot of her favorite sites completely stopped, and some even closed down. Wow. Yeah, I know when I was signing up for companies, there were a couple of companies and it was like they're not in business anymore. And I was like, okay. But yeah, yeah. That is what is going on. Yeah, babe. Hold on, y'all. What you need? This is husband. You got it. All right. You good? All right. And then April says airport shops are the best. Really? So I haven't been flying. So I do you have April, do you have airport clearance? Because I see some of them want you to have like the security clearance where I guess you can just be able to go into the airport and do different stuff. But I haven't done any since I have not been flying. And I don't really anticipate flying anytime soon. Other than when we take our trip to Hawaii, that's the only time. And I might do a mystery shop then just to see what it's all about. So let's see. That Lady Dre said, that's a shame. We gotta consider this the Karen. Yes, y'all. I mean, it is bad. I mean, I see sometimes that some people have, I watch various YouTube videos about mystery shopping as well, and I see where some people have listed, where the actual client that they have worked for and that kind of thing. And I know it's in violation of the independent contractor agreement or whatever, but I'm not gonna go and report the person or anything like that. But then, there are some people and they're like, you shouldn't be doing this. This is did they give you permission to post this or whatever? Like, just don't, if you don't say nothing, they won't say nothing. Like, just be quiet. Let them be great. Enjoy the helpful information that they're sharing, and let them be great. So, but anyway, so always have to be mindful of that. Oh, and April also said she started doing the apartment tours. April. Okay, and she said, yes, I got badges, sites paid for it. Oh, see, and I'm not in a big area where I have like a big airport. But if you're probably in an area where your airport is major, that is good. My little rinky dink airport, it's trying to grow, but it's not of that caliber yet. And April, you're gonna have to convince me about these apartment tours. I don't know about these. Um, I shared before, my only experience with them has been when I was asked to do like a phone call and then I couldn't get in contact with the people. And it wasn't even like a targeted person, it was like a general person. After that, and then I didn't get paid for it because I had been calling them for like several days, and then they were like, call some more. And I'm like, no, I'm not doing this for $5. So I was over it. And then I saw that when you do the apartment tours, part of it, like the first part, requires that you call them before you actually go to your appointment. So I just left them alone after that experience because I was like, if they are this hard to get in contact with, mm-mm. So I didn't really like them. But I will say this: the places I was calling was not for my area. So I haven't called any people for my area because it was like you could call wherever. So it was like in other states and stuff. And I was like, I can't get a hold of these people or whatever. And like, I'm not gonna keep calling for $5. Like already, y'all owe me $10 for all the time I spent trying to call. But anyway, but yeah, so I'll have to check it out, and maybe my actual area is actually better. Um, oh, April's in New York. So April, since you have been doing this for a while, you may want to look into the hotel mystery shops if you feel comfortable and everything. Because I did see a hotel shop for New York, but like I said, I wasn't trying to travel to New York, so I didn't really pay much attention to it. And Danik 30 says she wants to do apartment tours as well. Yeah, y'all have to let me know. Y'all, I'm really gonna have to get convinced about these apartment tours because I'm not 100%. I'm not 100% sold on them. Okay, and April says apartment shots are a lot, but I never do them for less than 85, so it's worth it. And then, see, now that's good. The ones in my area, they're offering like unless they're video, they're offering like $30 to do the apartment shop, and then like $50 if for video. But then I have seen the video ones get bonus all the way up to like $50, not 50, by like $40, so they could be like $90 or whatever. And I have seen like the regular ones get bonus up to like $60 or $70 to get people to do them. But still, like I said, if I have to keep calling and calling and calling and calling, and then I still got to go there, I'm not really into that. And that is just me. That doesn't have to be everybody. Just because y'all know I have very, very, very limited time. So the times that I do set aside to do my shops, I gotta get them completed during that time because I don't know when I would have another chance to do it until like the following week. And usually like they like, you call and they want you to go that same day or the next day or whatever. So if I didn't get in contact with them and the due date is, within a couple of days, like I'm not going to be doing this thing again until next week when I have some more time again. Um, but let's see. And April, she also asked, she said, I heard the hotel surveys take 8 to 12 hours. I'm scared. Okay, yes, they do take, I will say, they might take 8 to 12 hours. I will honestly say, I don't think mine has taken 8 to 12 hours. It's probably taken now. Also, y'all, I'm the queen of cutting it close. So I really be cutting stuff close. So I would say I have probably spent about 6 hours on doing the hotel shop. So yes, it is very time intensive. But what I typically do, I'm pretty much writing notes in my phone the whole time. So, and there's two different types of shops to do. So, or the ones that I have seen. So when I did my cabin stay, that one probably was really, really quickly because it didn't really have a whole lot of narratives, or even with the narratives, you pretty much had to comment on anything that was like a negative or a no. That one didn't really take that long. And that is also another reason why I say if you are looking into doing the hotel shops or the overnight stays, the cabin ones are one of the easiest to get involved with because you don't have to worry about evaluating what is it, like the check-in clerk or the valet and all that kind of stuff. You pretty much are just in the cabin. You're making sure they have all the accommodations that are you're supposed to have. You do have to make a couple of phone calls and send a text message or whatever, but it's pretty straightforward, pretty easy. Most of it is, do they have towels? Do they have washcloths? Do they have shampoo? Do they have conditioner? So you're just like, yes, yes, yes. And then, at the end, it's like, okay, tell about this or whatever. Or the narratives that you had to do was like when you contacted the person, like when you sent your text message or when you had to make your phone call, then they wanted details about that. So that one really did not take long. I think I got most of that done while I was actually at the cabin. And then I just had to type up my stuff a little bit later. And that probably took me, I don't know, about an hour or so. It really didn't take that long. But yeah, the other ones though can be really intense. And there's two different types that I've seen. The ones that mainly don't want you to evaluate the hotel, they just want you to evaluate like the restaurants or whatever and make sure that they're not pocketing the cash. Those do have the longest narratives, because that one, when I saw that one, oh my gosh, that's the one I have not shared with y'all about that one. And hopefully I'll be able to share with that one about that one later. That one is just like a blank screen. It's a blank template, and you just have to type. But what saved me is that I pretty much was taking notes on my phone the whole time. So I just kind of copied and pasted my notes and then had to make it into coherent sentences and stuff like that. So it wasn't too bad. I actually would prefer that over the other ones that I have mainly been doing. Um and April said I had to cancel a few appointment shops because you couldn't get a hold of the person. And Danik was asking April what companies do apartment shops. A big one, Danik, is, and I don't know if I'm saying your name right, is EPMS, and I forget what it stands for. I think it's Ellis something. They have a lot of them. I have seen some other ones, but like I said, after I saw Ellis, I didn't even pay attention to them. And even some of the other ones I saw, I think they work hand in hand because the notes were kind of similar. Um, And April, okay, April says, I saw a hotel shop in the Bahamas for 3 night airfare included, so I'm tempted to apply for that one. Girl, so that is the one I'm a backup shopper for. I was so mad. Let me tell y'all, okay, let me tell y'all about that one. And I realized my passport is expired, so I'm probably gonna have to cancel it anyway, even if I did get chosen. All right, so here is what happened. My friend Shanice, so y'all know Shanice, she's not, I don't think she's on the line today, because if so, she would have said something already. So she had saw it and she had messaged me and was like, hey, they have the Bahamas, a Bahamas trip or whatever, you should apply for it. So I went and I applied for it. I put in my date. Well, I looked up the hotel. I looked up the airfare to see, because you can ask for your shop fee and then you can ask for your travel fee. So I looked up the airfare to see roughly how much it would cost for me to travel there. So I looked it up so I could tell them what my travel fee would be, put in my application and everything. I was still at work, so I had one more patient to see. So I went and saw that patient or whatever, came back to my computer, looked and saw that my application didn't go through because I had put the wrong date. I had it's in March and I had put for February. So I was like, dang it. So then I went and looked up the air flights for March and saw that they were still about the same. Went and put in my application again. And that's when I got the backup shopper. And that's how close I was. Because if you've been doing it for a while, you won't be able to apply for the shop like if it's not available. You wouldn't even be able to apply. It'll just say you can apply as a backup shopper. But the shop was still open. The shop was still open for me to apply as like a regular person. Like, oh, if I would have realized 10 minutes ago before I went to go see that patient that I had put in the wrong things, I had clicked submit or whatever and went on my merry way to go see the patient. And then I come back and I was like, why my application didn't go through? And it was like the dates. I could have had that Bahamas trip. I could have had that Bahamas trip, but yeah, unless you saw another one, that Bahamas trip is gone. Yeah, so that's the one I'm the backup shopper for. And yeah. Yeah. I'm probably going to I might cancel my application for it because like I said, I don't think I'm gonna be able to get my passport renewed before March, but I do need to work on getting my passport renewed. Um So April was answering Janet that she works for 91 different companies. That's a lot. You are signed up with a whole lot, April. I know I thought I was signed up with a lot, but not not that many. Not that many. Yes. Yeah, Danik. And then Ellis is the one. Yeah, I was so upset I didn't get that Bahamas thing. I'm yeah, so but yeah, you might I'll have to message me, send me a email me because if I do cancel my application, I mean you would still be the backup shopper. But if you're interested in doing that, because like I said, then I'll let you know right before I'm about to cancel so that you can apply and maybe you'll get to be the backup shopper too or whatever. But yeah, yeah, I was so mad. But in hindsight, I wouldn't have been able to go because of my passport and everything. So we'll see. But I did find some other ones. They did have. I went ahead after I did that. I looked and there were some for where did I apply? There were a couple for Florida. So I went ahead and applied for those. So you can look and see if you're willing to travel to Florida. You can see if anything is available for that. And I didn't really look any further. I'm really not trying to go to like California or anything like that at this point in time. But yeah, and that's what I mentioned earlier. When it comes to these hotel shops, don't like the Bahamas, like that one, it shows up on your feed or whatever, on your, what is it, the home screen. That one shows up because it's outside of the US. But if you're willing to travel to somewhere within the US that is not your state, then you need to take out your zip code and then put in the state that you want to go to see the available shops in that area. There's another company, and for some reason I'm logged out of my account, and every time I go to reset my password, I never get an email. So I'm gonna actually have to reach out to them and email them like directly so I can get in with them, because they also have some, and I know they usually have some in Florida as well. So I'm gonna have to look into that. And then April says she is always looking for more. Yes. Yeah, I found, now, April, I will say this. I have found that it's just a handful that I end up working with or that I like to work with. Unless somebody hits me with something that is really, really spectacular, there's only a handful that I actually do business with. But yeah. All right, y'all. It is 8:15. So usually, y'all, I say I'm gonna go about 30 to 45 minutes on these lines. I hope this information has been helpful for you. I do this every Sunday at 7:30 p.m. So please be sure to join. And I will be going live nightly this week. Tomorrow I'll be going live at 9:30, and I might just keep it at 9:30 to keep it simple. And I will be sharing with you about my business tips, tricks, mistakes, failures, all that kind of stuff. But thank y'all so much for joining. I have loved spending this time with you guys, and I really like interacting with you guys and seeing who is a subscriber to my channel, and not just a little name that I see on the screen and stuff like that. So thank y'all so much for everyone who interacted with me on this evening. All right, I hope y'all have a wonderful week, the start of your week and everything. And until next time, take care, everyone.